Hey guys, what is going on? This is Ip of RageQuitTV, gonna be casting a game between Liquid, Sheth, and Grubby. This is of that BO11 and gonna be one of the last games I cast of this, but if you have not got enough of Grubby and Sheth just yet, well, I have good news for you. Total Biscuit is going to be hosting a show match between Sheth and Grubby this Friday, January 27th, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. GMT. So definitely recommend you check that out again this Friday, January 27th. So hopefully you're watching that before then, as it is going to be 2 days from this cast. And the players are going to be chatting like they always do before these games. If I had to guess, this would be game either 4 or 6. I really have no idea. They weren't really labeled when he sent to me, and the games, I didn't get every single game from the B11. Some were missing and such. So, don't know exactly what game this is, but it's not going to change the effect of it, as this is going to be an amazing game like all Grubby and Sheth games. You can see him placing his pylon down here, so he's going to be going for a Forge, Phase Expand, or Die Tryon. Sheth, though, is going to be going for a pool. First, my guess would be it'll be, I want to say a 15 pool. It may be a 14 pool. Most likely going to be a 14 pool now that I think about it. We'll see exactly when he throws it down. But the big question is he going to get a gas after his natural hatch, or is he going to go for a third hatch before he even tries to get any gas? We'll be finding out relatively soon. Grubby is going to be building his Forge at 14. And Sheth going to be building his pool at 15, so it looks like I should have stuck with my first answer. Like any time you have two answers, the first one always the best. The probe is going to go down. Just scout this natural out. Sheth will be sending a drone there relatively soon. We'll see how much that probe does delay the expansion of Sheth. And hasn't got his gas just yet, so it looks like he will be going for a hatch before the gas. Grubby, though, just going to be placing a pylon, and Sheth is going to see this pylon, and his reaction, well, he's just going to keep on droning up. That pool is just about done. He may, in fact, take his third before his natural, but it doesn't look like that is the case. That is always a possibility since he is floating around 420 minerals, but Sheth does enjoy getting that queen before his natural. I don't know exactly why he does, but it's just one of the things Sheth does like. And the drone is chasing this one probe. The pylon does finish for Grubby. Grubby going to be building his Nexus at around 19 supply. It looks like no. He just built 2 more cannons at the naturals. So he is going to keep Sheth a little bit contained. Sheth going to be getting his hatch up at his third base. He doesn't know about those 2 cannons, though. And it's going to be very hard for him to defend if Grubby decides to go up here and cannon rush that base. But Lings are out. They will be enough to deal with these 2 cannons. So this looks like it was a waste from Grubby and did delay his Nexus, as that is not going down yet. He is building a cannon back here. That was a bad call by him. He is definitely going to be behind in this game now. Sheth will be going for a relatively fast third base. He doesn't have his gas just yet. Has around 300 minerals, so he will be building that third right now. Drone is already on the way. He will be up at 3 bases around the time Grubby is up on his second, so it's not going to be... This doesn't set Grubby so far behind, but it does set his warp gate timing back quite a bit. My guess would be it pushes warp gates by at least 2 minutes, so it'll be finishing around 10 or 10:30. Those 2 cannons definitely did delay quite a bit. He didn't lose them, though. He did cancel them. He has lost a pylon, which isn't bad, but it's never good. Grubby losing a total of 174 minerals to Sheth's 0. And looks like he has a probe here. Sees this third base is going to not do anything just yet. The probe is going to be hiding out behind there, but he should find safety maybe behind this one Mank statue, because he will be scouted. As drones start mining, once this gas gets taken, the probe will be revealed. Or Lings could go around, and oh, he's even checking behind the Mankster, around the Manks, looking for that one probe. So it looks like Sheth knows something is up, or is just looking for a forward pylon, as you do see him queuing up attack move commands just about everywhere a pylon would be. And now the probe is going to be moving behind the statue, and the Lings pass this area once. I don't think he'll be going back to it, so Grubby is going to be hiding a probe out. And looks like this cannon really hates Supply Depot. Grubby has some sour feelings against some Terran, making sure he gets all reminiscence of Terran off this map or out of his base. The Overlord is coming in for Sheth around 6 minutes. A little bit early. You don't have to get that Overlord in until the 6:45 minute mark, and especially because Sheth did delay Grubby quite a bit. But it looks like this Overlord is just not going to be mainly for scouting. Well, it will be. He just wants to get it to safety behind these minerals while he still can. That may be why the Overlord came so early. And he is counting the probes right now. Meanwhile, he is getting a Roach one. Stargate does get built. Sheth has no idea about that. Where is the Stargate? Oh, no, he does know about it. It's right next to the natural. Surprise Grubby threw it down underneath the Overlord. If I was Grubby, I would have placed it maybe around here, just a little out of reach of the Overlord. Sheth is coming out with a few lings at speed, now just starting. But you can see it is time to Warp Gate research on a normal build. So even though Sheth delayed Grubby, it looks like he's doing everything just as if he didn't delay Grubby one bit. Warp Gates is about halfway done, a little bit over, maybe 3/4 of the way done with that Warp Gate research, but that Stargate is what Grubby is relying on to do some type of damage. Meanwhile, he is getting 3 more gates. This does bring him up to 4 gates with a Stargate. Void Ray on the way, +1 on the way as well. Sheth still just droning up. 48 drones to 41 probes. Grubby doesn't look like he's at all far behind, even though he delayed his build quite a bit with those 2 cannons. And Warp Gates is still going to be finishing around the same time, so I was completely wrong there. Warp Gates finishes at 8:30. Grubby, maybe I was wrong. Maybe building those 2 cannons and delaying his build by only a few seconds and didn't hurt him at all, so my bad, guys. I always assumed that it would delay, but looks like Grubby has fully recovered. Warp Gates finishing only 15 seconds later than it should, which is not bad at all. Grubby is getting a Void Ray or another Void Ray out as one does make his way to the 3rd base. 2 Overlords right here. Void Ray decides not to go for them. He does have this forward pylon, which Sheth does not know about, so Grubby will be whooping in a lot of units. Sheth, for defense, only has 10 lings. He is getting 3 Overlords right now as he doesn't want to get supply capped by the Void Ray and wants to build units. The Roach one is done. The lair now just finishing. Grubby's going to hit a timing just as that lair finishes, and a lot of units are coming in. Spore Crawler is being built, but Zealots just demolish that so quickly. Does get canceled, and Grubby is going to be doing damage to Sheth. And the Extractor will be canceled most likely. No, it's not going to get canceled. He is just going to complete that. Queen is running around trying to kite the Void Ray, but Zealots were chasing. He couldn't really do too much. That is a lot of Zealots. But Sheth now getting 11 Roaches. He has 5 out on the map, so that will bring him to 16 Roaches, which will be more than enough to deal with the Zealots. But this Void Ray is getting some kills while Zealots go to town in the middle line. Zealot has 3 kills right there, 1 kill right there. Ling's now coming in to take out the Zealot. Spore Crawler is going to be moving on over. And actually, 2 Spore Crawlers are going to be moving over, but we do have 2 Void Rays. One is charged up. They're going to be going away. He's keeping his charge on this Extractor. The other one going to be charging up. Ling's trying to take out this forward pylon of Grubby, while the Void Rays are still going to be attacking all the Roaches. He may be able to hold on to his pylon, maybe not. Is he going to be warping in more units there or not? That is the question. 2 more Zealots do get warped in at that pylon. For some reason, he does not want any Stalkers, I guess just because Sheth has been building those Lings. But now he's got plenty of Roaches up. These Void Rays really want that Extractor taken out. He may be worried about Mutas and wants to slow down any gas. Another Queen almost falls. 12 HP left in the Void Ray. 3 kills on that, 11 kills on this. Going to the loss tab, you can see Sheth losing around 1,200 more resources than Grubby. And going to the spending tab, it looks like Sheth has spent at least 1,500 more than Grubby, so looks like the game's still just about even. Grubby is, though, on 3 bases, so 3 base Zerg to a 3 base Protoss is not a good situation. So Grubby may have taken the lead. It is still a very close 94 supply to 85 supply. 69 workers for Sheth, 57 for Grubby. Sheth, though, going to get Hydras. That will put an end to this Void Ray pressure. And while the Void Rays got a lot of kills, not too many drones did go down. Only 7 drones were killed. This pylon now is naked. Sheth will be taken out momentarily. And Grubby may be taking up 2 Colossus. Just getting Immortals out right now. I don't see any Robo Bay out, so maybe he's not going to be getting Colossus and go straight for those Templars. He did force Hydras out, so Colossus would not be a bad idea. 2 Void Rays now going to be making their way into the main. And is just getting a scout to see what Sheth is going on, because keep in mind, he does not know about the Hydra Den. What is that? Over at the natural, let's just check. No, he does not know about the Hydra Den. And I don't think he's seen Hydras just yet. The Void Rays are going back home. Grubby is getting his Robo base, so he will be going into Colossus play, which will be very good against Roach Hydra. Meanwhile, Sheth's going to be taking his 4th base. Grubby still has this 1 forward pylon here that Sheth has no idea about. And the Voiders is going to be picking off roaches as they do come. I don't think they got a single one just yet, but they do scare them away. The Stalkers do come. He may be able to pick off a few Hydras. These Hydras are very slow. Sheth does turn around. He has to be careful, though. The Immortal with the sentries can do a lot of damage if Sheth goes up this ramp. Grubby now going to be engaging. Force fields will be placed right behind those roaches. That is going to be even more free kills for Grubby. Going into this loss, you can see that Sheth's losing about 1,500 more than Grubby. He still has the better econ, 67 drones to 67 pros, but Sheth now on his 4 bases. And Sheth going to be going in, but with all these cannons here, the Immortal and Stalkers, I don't think Sheth can do any damage to Grubby. He is not tugging down that Immortal. He did take out one of those Void Rays, and Sheth's going to be retreating. Meanwhile, he has a lot of lings here. It looks like he will be trying to go into this natural, but look at Grubby Sim City. This is just absolutely ridiculous. No ling run-bys for you, Sheth. How are they even going to get in? The lings do come. This is one narrow place. If Zealot doesn't get whooped in, well, there's another Zealot opening. Roaches are now going to be taking out one cannon. The lings are running in. And Sheth may be in a bad position. Going to the lost tab before this. You can see it right now. Grubby was ahead by about 1,400. Zealots whooping in to the middle line while the Stalkers and Void Rays deal with those roaches. Lings trying to come in, but Sheth just losing so much right here. And he did not inflict too much damage. Did take out some cannons and a pylon, but the army for Grubby still very large. 55 supply to 55 supply, but the Colossus is out for Grubby. Going back into this lost, it is now around a 3,000 advantage, like 2,800 exactly, to be for Grubby. So Sheth not being cost efficient at all in that engagement. That is thanks to Grubby Sim City. And Grubby still has one of those Voiders alive. He is powering ahead at 11 kills. Sheth, meanwhile, does not have a lair up. I don't think he has an infestation pit. No, he does not. He does have a Spire, so he will be getting Corruptors to deal with the Colossus. And there's really no limit to how many Corruptors you can build if they go for Colossus, just because it sets you up for Mass Broodlords so well. Well, whole army can't be Corruptors, but 12 aren't that bad. As long as you kill the Colossus very quick, your Roaches and Hydras will do massive damage to just the gateway units. Sheth is down to 68 drones, losing 1 drone since the last time I talked about that, but Grubby going up to 73 probes. And he does have, I think that's the Observer speed, maybe the Warp Prism speed. And, Colossus going off the reserve right now. That's a little bit odd. Grubby gonna be doing a little bit of Colossus harassment. 2 Colossus go way away from the army to go and take out drones. And they get a few and decide, okay, now's a good time to go back home. Grubby really confident there are no investors to phone growth with Colossus, but he may be losing them right here. 1 Colossus, he micros the other one up to take some of the damage, but forgets to micro that back. And 1 Colossus does live, but 1 free Colossus for Sheth. And every free Colossus does count. We do have Hallucination, though, being researched by Grubby. That's just about done, as well as Blink and a Templar Archives. Grubby, meanwhile, taking his 4th base, so it will be 4 bases to 4 bases. Sheth will have to expand yet again. And I think up his drone count. I mean, 62 drones is not that good. I think most players try to stop around 75. I think is the magic number. And going back to this army, we do see Grubby with a larger army. It looks like he does want to go and engage very shortly. 1-1 upgrades for Grubby. Sheth, though, is at 2-2, so Sheth ahead on those upgrades, but +2 weapons just about done. 5 more gateways on the way for Grubby. And Sheth is getting his 5th base up. Overlord Scouts are going to be going in to see what... No, they're just going to be spreading out across the map just for that map vision, something that Sheth is very good for. But right now, he doesn't have any map control, as Grubby's army is just huge. That Hallucinate Phoenix is going to be going in for all the scouting. And Grubby just has 1 Observer that he keeps with his army, so he doesn't get hit by any burrowed units, most likely. I don't know why else he'd be keeping his Observer with his army, and that was definitely Observer speed, as that is so quick. Grubby, though, just waiting to get some energy on these high templars. Then he will most likely be engaging, since Storm makes his army that much scarier. And also, the feedback would be nice in case Sheth does go for Infestors, but it doesn't look like he is going for that. Does he have Infestation Pit yet? Yes, he does. He is getting good spy, so his hive is done. He is going to go into those Broodlords at 20 minutes into the game. And Grubby going to come in to attack this 4th base. Sheth maybe in a little bit of trouble here as the force fields do go down. Grubby will be able to take this base off. A good phone growth does go down on quite a bit of Grubby's units. But Sheth's going to be losing his 4th base and possibly even the 5th base. Another phone growth goes down, and that Void Ray almost taken out. More force fields and a beautiful storm by Grubby. Sheth taking a lot of damage, not backing up his units, just running into that force field. And Grubby going to go in for this 5th base, most likely. Maybe not. He does hallucinate a few Void Rays, but Sheth looks like he knows those hallucinations with his Overseer there. Another storm going down for Grubby. And it looks like Grubby should be backing off. He doesn't have a huge attack right here. The Stalker's going to be backing off here. They could try to snipe this 5th base. He was doing some damage to it, but Grubby just going to be falling back. He has a lot of reinforcements back here with Templars. Don't have any energy for Storm. Stalker's going to be trying to take this out, but only 3. Not going to be enough. And he's attacking the Roaches. But he did take out the 4th base and quite a few drones. 37 worker kills right now for Grubby. Sheth down to 47 drones. But going to Sheth's army, Sheth now has the larger army at 104 supply versus the 75 of Grubby. But Sheth doesn't have any Broodlords out on the map. That Greater Spire has finished. And once he gets those Broodlords, Grubby may be in a little bit of trouble. But Grubby still has superior upgrades, I believe, 2-1. No, he does not. Sheth still at the upgrades on 2-2. Grubby looks like he kind of stopped upgrading. Maybe he only has 1 Forge, as he is getting those upgrades 1 at a time. Plus 3 ground weapons is on the way. Grubby sends a few Blink Stalkers to attack this 1 base. And I love how Grubby doesn't overcommit to everything. If Sheth goes all the way up this ramp, Grubby could possibly come down here and force field the ramp. But I don't think he has any sentries. No sentries at all. So that's not the case. But Sheth did have to be careful when he brings his units up this ramp, as they could get trapped up here and allow Grubby to take out the 3rd base. And now Grubby coming in takes out a few Corruptors right now. It is 188 supply versus 172, but we do have 6 Broodlords on the way for Sheth. Keep in mind, though, Sheth's income is devastating. Going over this econ graph thing, you can see, oh, wow, 1K. Grubby about 2K ahead, 1K ahead on minerals, which is double, and only around 200 more gas. He has 1 extra base mining gas. Takes out that Spire that was getting an upgrade, but that was not the Greater Spire, to my knowledge. This hive is going to be going down, and Grubby now going for the mothership play, as he does get a fleet beacon. Let me just make sure that wasn't a Greater Spire. It may have been. Oh my god, I may have just been blind. Yes, it was the Greater Spire, and the hive got sniped. Sheth has to go all in right now. Oh my god. Grubby just sent Sheth back to the Stone Age. No Broodlords for you forever. Sheth's going to be going all in with this attack. We do have Sheth a little bit late on his Broodlords. They are going over slowly but surely. As an Overlord does go down, and here we go. Sheth does have to do disengagement. All Grubby has to do is hold on. Sheth doesn't have a good econ. He's at 54 drones, and, well, no hive with no Greater Spire. So he can't get any more Broodlords, and that's like the backbone of a late-game Zerg army. He can't even get Ultralisk because he lost the hive. So, we'll see if Sheth can win the game right here. The army size is about even. Sheth ahead by 20 supply. But keep in mind, Grubby can reinforce with his tech. He does have a mothership on the way. Bring his High Templar up, just feed back in the Broodlords. Going to whittle them down. Another High Templar going to go up, get another Storm. All those Broodlords just doing his best to whittle those guys down. Sheth may be wise to bring Queens out so he can transfuse his Broodlords, but doesn't look like he's doing just that. Stalkers do blink, finishes off 1, and gets that 2nd one. The last shot by the Stalker. Another Storm going out, and Grubby just absorbing the damage. Again, Sheth cannot really remax. He can remax off of Roaches, which will not be good against what Grubby has at this stage in the game. So Grubby, very wise, not really engaging, just trying to whittle these Broodlords down. And here we go, the big engagement. Storm's going down on those Roaches. Archon's coming in, doing a lot of damage. There's down to 4 Broodlords. Stalkers do blink. 1, 2, 3, and the 4th one will be going down. That will be it for Sheth. Grubby will be taking this game in a marvelous game. There goes the GG. And oh man, was that a GG. And did Sheth have 2 Spires? Did I miss the Greater Spire getting sniped? Or was I just blind temporarily? Let's go look at that. And then I will be opening up SC2 gears. That was the Greater Spire. I don't know why, but I was blind temporarily, and thought that was a regular spy and Sheth was just getting mass upgrades. My apologies there. At least I corrected it pretty quick. I am opening up SE2 gears right now, so I'll put that battle on for you guys. So here we go. I'm going to get the replay open while that is going on. Add folder, StarCraft 2. And wow, that's not too exciting from this cam. I guess I mistimed it, but you know what? We are in SC2 gears. So let's go to this game. Playing all the way. Ooh. Here it is. So it looks like it's game 4. Most likely. That would be my guess. And let's pause this. Eventually we'll go to the end of the game, look at everything else. But let's see what SC2 Gears tells us before we look too much into what the game tells us. So let me just double check. I am on SC2 Gears. Check. And okay. First off, we have to start with Grubby. His macro APM is 44, while micro being at 123. Sheth, macro 75. Micro 119. Redundancy for Sheth 24, but Grubby 18%. Grubby, as I did say in the previous cast, makes every single click count. Max spammy APM 167 for Sheth 194. Not bad all around, but man, I am impressed by that redundancy for Grubby. Doesn't do any spamming, and maybe that hurts him. Who knows? Let's go over into, and what I mean about spam, I think when you hit like 3, 4, 5, it counts as spam, but players do that looking at like if they're building probes, if the warp gate's on cooldown, all that type of stuff. I think it may count that as spam. I'm not positive what gets counted as spam and what doesn't. Going over into the unit tiers. Of course, Grubby is down here because the greatest spire got sniped, and well, no more late tech units for you, Sheth. You can see he was just massing up roaches. He only had tier 3 out for a few minutes. That did not last long. 1 or 2 waves of Broodlords. We do have him getting his Colossus out about halfway throughout that game, and then going in, just putting more Colossus, then High Templars about, I want to say, 6-7 minutes game time after the Colossus. Take what you want from that graph. Resources spent. We can see the gas actually coming near even late game. Just shows you that Grubby did so much economic damage. You can see just him catching up on that gas count. Down here, I don't know what Grubby was doing. Oh, this was spent. This isn't mine. This is spent. So I guess, let's see, between this time. It looks like he was getting High Templars right around here. 1,500. Let's go into builds tech. Get rid of Sheth. What was he doing? He was getting upgrades. Guardian Shield, Force Field. Tears. So yeah, he was just not building during this whole period of time. Not building any units, was getting some upgrades, but looks like a battle most likely was going down. Let's see what the map view says. And hopefully you're learning how to use SE2 Gears with me, because that would be just awesome. It's a great program. Map view right here. Can't really see too much, but Grubby's view was right here, which is, if I recall correctly, this is that engagement with, when the Stalkers came up here and tried to snipe that one hatch, but there was only 3. So Grubby, not macroing during that whole time period, was fighting. And man, I feel like such a bad, PG-13. Feels so cool that I can navigate SC2 Gears, sort of. If I want to be really fancy, something you can also do is go to this produced army supply, overlaid shirts, go over to map view. And then, if we want, we can click around and see what was going on. So, maybe, yeah, I'll do more of that later. Finally finding it something useful to overlay with. Pretty cool. Let's see. Main building control. Sheth's injects. That's what we want to look at. We always look at injects because that is what makes a good Zerg player. Something happened right here. Before the first mess up, around 7 minutes in the game, Sheth was at a 16.5 inject gap. That's probably just because of this one hatch right here, because I guess he was late on his queen or something happened. Maybe the Void Rays. Yeah, the Void Rays kept sniping the queens. So his inject really definitely screwed up from that, at least on his third hatch. And then, up near like the late game, his inject gap was 16.5. Not the best, not the worst. He did deal with a lot of harassment. It's really this one hatch that's slowing him down. Well, that's natural. Why is that so high? I guess just because of the late game. It'd be really cool if these numbers changed when you moved over the thing. I'll be suggesting that. Maybe that'll get implemented. Really don't know what else I want to show here. That's a pretty cool graph. So we can go back to this produced army supply. No, resources spent. That one period where Grubby's not building anything. Then you can go to, what tech was I on? This. Go to Sheth. And, doesn't look like this is just all the research. Okay. Well, hope you enjoyed the cast. If you have any suggestions with SC2 gears, I'm always open to them. And, whoa, I forgot to do something. Let's go to that spending tab really fast. Over here, let's open up spending. Sheth spent 13,719 on his econ, 6,507 on tech, 22,550 on army. Grubby spending around 9,350, 4K less on econ, around 3.5K more on tech at 10.7K. And man, that's so much easier. 10.7K is a lot easier than saying every single number on his army. Grubby spent 8K more than Sheth. Going into the loss, you can see Grubby losing around 6K less. Actually, 6,000 less exactly. That's pretty cool. Both for... Oh, no. 5,950 less or something. Let's go over to... That's the sound. Workers killed. That's what we want to look at. 10 and off. Grubby killed 46 workers. Sheth killed 11. Grubby killed 309 units. Sheth killed 143. Hope you enjoyed the cast, and I will see you guys tomorrow.